Sports Team presents your Southern Tier Kickoff.
Welcome back in, and thanks for sticking with us. I know we're all talking college football show here, but we have to take a pause and go to the high school level where the Shenango Fork Blue Devils and Maine Enwell Spartans play today up in Syracuse, which is where we head now. 12 Sports with Keith Savage is live at Cicero North Syracuse High School, where all the action will be kicking off in just a few minutes. Keith, how's it going over there?
Thanks, Michael. Yeah, I'm here about 90 minutes north of River Houston Section 4 as Cicero North Syracuse is going to have two entertaining ones. Shenango Forks Blue Devils have a matchup with the General Brown Lions. The Blue Devils coming off a thriller 38-35 win over Waverly. Sparked by Finn Stark, had a touchdown with 11 seconds left from 5 yards out. He had all three of the scores for his squad. The General Brown Lions is another good team as they're really low scoring. They won 19-6 in their title. Moving on at 3 p.m., we're going to have Maine Enwell Spartans going against the Indian River Wolves. Spartans, they've been dominant, winning majority of the matches by over 3 possessions, including defeating Owego 42-21 a week ago. But the Wolves, they're a very dominant team on offense. They scored over 60 points 4 times this season. So we could be in line for a very high-scoring matchup and a low-scoring matchup, but I'll have all the highlights for the game at 11 o'clock and the scores of Vestal and Moravia as they have 2 games to try to move on to the semifinals. That's all I have here. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Well, Keith, thank you. 27 days. That's all that stands between us in the first year of the 12-team college football playoff. Let's take a look at the latest projections, as this week could have some major playoff implications.
Oregon, Boise State, Texas, and Miami in the driver's seat for first-round byes, according to the selection committee. Number 9, Alabama would head to number 8, Notre Dame. Number 12, BYU would face number 5, Ohio State. Number 10, Ole Miss would take the trip up north for a number 7 matchup against Indiana. And number 11, Georgia would head to Happy Valley to face number 6, Penn State.
All right, so tell me, what is your biggest takeaway from this latest bracket? Go ahead, start, Kevin.
Yeah, so if this bracket did finalize as drawn today, I think the luckiest team in this bracket would be Georgia. I think they're leagues above Penn State, and if any one of these teams gets Miami in the second round, if Miami does win the ACC, they are a first-round bye team. You basically have a second-round bye.
Yeah.
I don't think they're in the league of any of these other playoff teams. The ACC is just not strong this year, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, Kyle.
And honestly, I don't even think Miami is going to be a team that ends up winning that conference. I mean, they've faltered way too much against other ACC opponents that aren't as strong, such as Cal, Virginia Tech. And then they see Syracuse next week, so there could be a possible upset watch on that. And I don't know, the ACC, you got SMU, who's been solid. You got Clemson, who's maybe their record's not the best. They're still a solid program there. And then you have a lot of teams that will have to make that trip up north if this bracket did go through today. Alabama, they're going to have to go up to a really cold South Bend, Indiana. Georgia, going to have to go up to Happy Valley. That gets real cold in November. So you're going to be playing out of your element in a lot of these games.
Yeah, for me, it's the Penn State Army game today, which we'll get to in a little bit. But for that one, it's a lot of implications. That one being played out in Yankee Stadium. But if Army does upset, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, Kevin. If Army does upset Penn State, that's huge playoff. Notre Dame, sorry. Notre Dame, that's huge playoff implications.
Yeah, no, for certain. And there are some other things that have very big implications this week. Like we mentioned, Miami, they lose in the conference game. SMU is undefeated right now in the ACC.
Yeah,
they could very easily take that spot. BYU in this bracket, they have faltered a little bit as of late, losing their first game last week. They could be due for a matchup in the Big 12 championship game with Colorado. Colorado wins that one, then they're in. There's a lot of different moving pieces that we can see, but I really do like how the committee has been giving us previews of the bracket every week.
I mean, I think it's interesting for the top teams in each conference getting that automatic bye in there. But for me, it's the other games that are going to be interesting. I mean, for Notre Dame, they lost to NIU earlier in the season, and then now they're going against an Army team that has been really good along with Navy, and I think that would be the biggest surprise. What would be your biggest surprise, Kyle?
Honestly, I think my biggest surprise would be maybe even BYU just leaving, which that's maybe not a biggest surprise. They are probably the best team in the Big 12, but Colorado, they are a sneaky team that they've been playing better and better as the year has gone on. Shadur and Travis Hunter really locked that offense together, and their defense has been quite locked down when it comes from the defensive back category. So, I mean, this is a Colorado team that could sneak up and could possibly take that position in the Big 12. But at the same time, Oregon, they've looked great. They've had some moments where they have faltered a little bit. If it turns out being an Ohio State-Oregon rematch in that Big Ten championship, I could see things flipping the other way around this time.
It could. It could. Well, we got to head to a break right now, but don't go anywhere. We have our picks coming up next.